What's up, Stepper? Yes, you can wholesale real estate part-time, and here's 3 ways you can go about doing that. First off, you can practice a technique called bird dogging. So maybe you're somebody that's heard about real estate wholesaling and you like, man, maybe I want to get into it, maybe I don't, but let me see what it's about. So you want to do what's called bird dogging. Bird dogging is for you to basically go to somebody who's the actual guy, the actual person, and you go to them and say, hey, look, I can find some property for you, right? So I'll find property for you if you close the deal, give me a little fee, or maybe I send you over a certain amount of property and you give me a certain amount of fee. So what this looks like is that you'll be the person doing the guerrilla marketing tactics. Right? So you'll be the person that's out there driving for dollars, that's out there, finding houses that are in distressed condition and sending that address over to the person. You'll also be out there maybe doing door knocking, doing all the ground dirty work, right? Doing all these type of things just to send it over to the person that handles the rest of the process. And the rest of the process looks like them researching the person, right? So they have to research the person, research the property, find the property owner, then find the address of the actual property, and then get the property owner's contact information, and then contact that person, get the property under contract, and then sell the property. Then you get paid. So you're the guy that's, the wholesale real estate, you're the guy that's like right there, right? And it's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to know your place, know your role. So if that's where you're looking to be, maybe you're just looking to start off part-time for whatever your reason may be, start off bird dogging if you're not fully committed to the process yet. But if you are more committed to the process, maybe you want to get your hands a little bit dirty. You ain't ready to get all the way dirty, but maybe you want to get a little bit dirty. If you want to get a little bit more dirty, then you can be the person that's doing cold calling techniques, right? So maybe you go to somebody who's their main marketing tactics is to cold call. There's several different marketing tactics, but maybe theirs is to cold call, right? So if you're going to a person that's a cold caller and you like, hey, look, check this out. I don't want to go do the whole process, right? So I don't want to pay for the leads. I don't want to actually research the person, get their number, get the property under contract and sell the property. There's a whole other things that go involved in that process, right? But what I do want to do is figure out if I can get comfortable with talking with people on the phone. So you'll go to somebody who's the main person and you'll be like, hey, look, I would like to call maybe 100 leads a day, whatever it may be, right? Maybe they can work something out, set you up on a Mojo Dollar system where you're auto dialing, or maybe they'll say, hey, look, I got these leads for you. Here's the numbers. Show me you're dedicated. Start hand dialing for 2 hours a day. And then all you have to do is get on the phone and say, do you want to sell your property? If they want to sell the property, the seller, they'll just say yes or no, right? So if they say yes, you'll say, okay, great. Can I schedule a time to have my purchase manager, or have my partner, whatever it is, the main person, can I schedule a time to have them give you a call back? So you'll get that time scheduled for them to give you a call back. So, the actual main person to give the seller a call back on your behalf, basically, right? So they'll say, hey, you spoke with my team member, D'Angelo earlier today, whatever it may be. So that being said, if that is the case with you, this is a way you still can benefit from learning the process, seeing if you feel comfortable with talking on the phone, and also leveraging your time. Maybe you're somebody who works from home. Whatever your situation may be, you're just like, hey, let me get a certain amount of calls in a day, certain amount of calls in a week. If you close the deal, maybe you get 10%. Maybe you work out whatever the commission may be or whatever your fee may be, but you guys work that out prior to you starting that process, all right? So that is another way. So right now we got bird dogging. If you're somebody who's just looking to get their feet wet, guerrilla marketing tactics, not really comfortable with actually talking to the seller yet, but you want to practice the business, bird dogging's for you. Number 2 is cold calling, right? So you go to somebody who's like, hey, you already know what you got to say, right? So then you just get on the phone and you cold call to see if you feel comfortable speaking with people, right? So then you get paid once the deal closes on both of those. Now the main thing, the third thing, and honestly I feel like is the best way to start, depending on who you are, but it was best for me. So what I feel like is best is for you to actually have time to just start your process in the beginning. Build it from the ground up, right? So the reason why I'm able to recite and tell you guys about bird dogging and cold calling is because I started off just doing everything by myself, from the standpoint of bird dogging, finding the property, then researching, getting the property under contract, figuring out what marketing techniques work best for me from the standpoint of doing direct mail, bandit signs, and then eventually cold calling, figuring out that process, and then working out a script and actually figuring out all of these things and then putting it all together. It took me 9 months, granted, to receive any type of payment from the process of wholesaling real estate. you know, maybe if you're bird dogging and you got somebody more experienced, you actually earn money faster, but you got to look out the payoffs, right? So I felt like the payoff was for me to actually develop a process, learn the process, and then grow that process. That's what my vision was to do. I knew I wanted to do it from the beginning though, so I was more committed. So if you're more committed from the beginning, if you're at a place in life like, man, hey, look, what else I'm gonna do, right? Like, what else I'm gonna do? What else I'm gonna do in life other than be great, you know, other than finding a way to be great? And you can be great at anything as long as you stay committed. So that being said, if you're willing to stay committed to the wholesale real estate process, then this process is for you from the standpoint of finding the property, right? So being the bird dog, finding the property, whatever way you gotta find it, paying for the leads, driving for dollars, however you gotta do it. And then after that, you'll research the person. So look up that property address, find the owner, and then skip trace that owner, call that owner, direct mail, call, whatever you gotta do to contact them, get the property under contract, then get it sold. That's the complete process, 7-8 step process. If you feel like, you know, you're at a place in life where you just have about 2 to 4 hours a day, I would recommend from 2 to 4 hours a day, you work on that process. Because if you're fully committed, then this is the one that'll give you more payoff in the long run. But again, if you're not fully committed, if you just want to get your toes wet, start off bird dogging. But now you have 3 different ways that you can begin wholesaling real estate part-time. If you'd like to learn how to get your first wholesale deal in 10 days, be sure to check out the next video up there or down there, wherever it may be. And also, if you just like to learn more wholesaling tips, be sure to check out this playlist right there. In the meantime though, until next time, as always, just get the stuff.